Good morning. Good morning, class. How are you? How are you? How are you? I hope you are doing very well out there. I hope you're able to feel the fronts of your shins. I hope before we begins, I hope you're able to place the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. Are you being aware of your surroundings right now? Are you dropping off the kids at school? Are you listening to that guitar? Oh no, I'm so sorry about that, guys. I'm so sorry about that. A small, minor. So sorry about you having to drop the kids off at school. Because I know you're going to miss them. Are you walking the kids? Or are you walking the dog? Are you in the bathroom right now? Ooh, we got some new technology. Right on. Are you eating breakfast right now? What are you up to? Are you drinking? Water. I hope you're able to feel the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And then remember again, into the front of the shins. Don't make me say it again. Or make us say it again. And then remember, you do not sit on your legs. Oh boy. Are we afraid? Are we afraid of the love? Are we afraid of love? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. For the front of the spine, please. Good morning and welcome wherever you are, wherever thou art. I hope you're feeling fine. Feeling the front of your spine. Let's think about this question, guys. Are we afraid of love? Let's think about that. What do we mean by that? Are we afraid of love? I'm not afraid of love, Herbie. I love love. Feeling the weight of the body on the front of the spine. And into the rainbow arches. At all times. Let's think about that. Are we afraid of love? I invite you to take a moment to remember that you do not sit on your legs and feel the front of your shins. As we think about, as we ask ourselves, are we afraid of love? Feel free to close your eyes. Might not be a good idea if you're on the road, maybe not on the road, but if you're sitting in a stationary area where you can be safe, maybe close your eyes. If you are in the road, please focus on the road. That is way more important. You can always come back to this. Wherever you are, especially if you are moving, and you are responsible for this movement, which you always are, right? As you're feeling the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches, then you don't sit on your legs. Take care of number one first, of course, no matter where you are. If you're on a bus station, if you're on a bus station, if you're in that bus, if you're in the subway, make sure you're thinking about when your stop is. Do not neglect that. You remember how it was last time, and you don't want another repeat. Are we afraid of love? Are we thinking about that? I was thinking about that. Are we thinking about that? Are we afraid of love? As we're placing weight of the body down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches. Are we afraid of love? What does that mean? Are we afraid of love, of the consequences, of what we have to do, of how it feels? Could it feel too good? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you want to know? Is it possible that it feels too good? Or are we afraid of not having it? How does that resonate within you? Within your sense of self, how does it resonate within you? If you ask yourself, are you afraid of not getting the love? How does that resonate within you as you're feeling the front of your spine and into the rainbow arches? What does that feel like for you? Are we afraid of not getting the love that we want, that we feel that we deserve as you're feeling the front of your shins? As you're feeling the front of your shins, are you walking wherever you are? If you're drinking a cup of water, if you're drinking some alcohol, no judgment, wherever you are. Are you in India? Are you in Pakistan? Are you in Korea? Are you in Alaska? Antarctica? Wherever you are. If you're feeling the front of your shins right now, and asking to yourself, are we afraid of love in any capacity? Am I afraid of not getting the love that I think that I deserve? How does that resonate within you? How does your sense of self feel when you ask yourself that question as you feel the front of your spine and into the rainbow arches at all times? Am I afraid of not getting the love that I think that I deserve? What is that feeling, right? As you feel the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times, and then into the front of the shins. Remember, you don't sit on your legs as you ask yourself, am I afraid of getting less than the love that I think that I deserve? As you're feeling the front of the shins, and remember, you don't sit on your legs. Remember that your legs jut out of your pelvis from the sides, and that you do not sit on your legs. As you notice, the rainbow arches are making contact with the seat, wherever you are. Sit the hell down if you're not sitting down. Stay safe. Take care of yourself first, always. This is just a video. You can always come back to it later. Don't be silly. Place your weight of the body on the rainbow arches here. Remember, you don't sit on your legs, and how does your sense of self resonate with that? And remember, and how does your sense of self resonate with that when you ask yourself, am I afraid of not getting the love that I think that I deserve? Does that make it harder to feel what we just talked about? Does your brain race? Does your mouth get all confuddled? Does it get hard to talk? Does it get hard to speak? Does it get hard to think without thinking about placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches? And remember, you do not sit on your legs as you place weight of the body on the front of the shins. Please go ahead and tell all your friends. What were we thinking about again? Oh yeah. Are we afraid of not getting the love that we think that we deserve? How did that resonate with your body? Did it make it harder to feel these things? Are we afraid of love? Are we afraid of not getting the love? As I'm asking myself if I'm thinking about placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And then into the front of the shins. Go ahead and tell all your friends. Are we afraid of love, if any capacity? Whether that be the presence of it, the responsibility of all things considering of it, or the lack thereof. The failure to achieve it in the way that you think that you deserved it. Are we afraid of that? As we're feeling the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. Let's think about that. Feel the front of the shins. And remember, you do not sit on your legs. Go ahead and float those legs for me. We all float down here. Go float those legs. Why are you feeling the front of the shins? Go ahead and float those legs. Let's think about that. Are we afraid of love? We talk about wanting it so much. Are we afraid of it? Why isn't it everywhere? Are we afraid of it? Are we afraid of not getting the love that we think that we deserve? And does that prevent us, or does that affect the way that we consequently deliver our love to other people and other things in the future? In the future, are we afraid of love? Are we afraid of not getting the love that we think that we deserve? Are you afraid of not getting the love that you think that you deserve? So now, what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna prevent other people from getting their happiness and love because you're afraid you didn't get the one that you wanted? Maybe. I mean, a little bit. A little bit less. A little bit of this. A little bit of this. A little bit of that. As they say, a little bit of this. A little bit of that. Why not? Why not? I didn't get the love that I wanted. Right? So why not stop somebody else from getting the love that... I mean, why not, you know? I didn't. What makes you think that you can? What makes you think? Are we afraid of love? Does that make us do crazy things? Does it make us do crazy things? As we really are all on this rock, right? We're talking about it all the episodes previously. We're straight up on this rock, right? Is that a bot? That's a bot, right? Psycho Elmo says, I cannot hear. And Gaming Ninja 69 says, hey, I can't hear you, question mark? That's gotta be a bot, right? It says that I have 0 viewers right now. Nobody who's trying to watch currently. But those are bots, right? Those gotta be bots. Anyway, are we afraid of this love, guys? Can you really not hear me? Are we afraid? No, you definitely can hear me. That was very loud. Huh? Thank you for hanging out here. Gaming Ninja 69 says, do you have audio, man? Dude, you can totally hear me. Don't fib. Don't fib. Ha, see? It's even in there now. Silly guys. Thank you for hanging out. If you are here with me, if you are here with me, Gaming Ninja 69 or Psycho Elmo, go ahead and feel the front of your shins. And feel the weight of the body deliver down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches. At all times. I think they're trying to get me to like type into the chat. But we're not gonna go and do that as we feel into the front of the shins. And then remember that you do not sit on your legs. Are we afraid of love? Doesn't it make us do crazy things? Doesn't it make you do crazy things to feel that you're not getting the love that you deserve? Doesn't it make you do crazy things? Are we thinking about those things? Are we thinking about those crazy things that we do when we don't get the love that we deserve, that we think we deserve? Wow, Gaming Ninja! Wow, look at that! Some humanity out there. Maybe it's not a bot. Gaming Ninja says, "Hey, I'm touching my shins. I'm glad to hear that you were able to feel the fronts of your shins. Remember, it's the front of your shins, not the back." But it says you can't hear us. So I have no idea. Well, I guess they can I guess they can find out because it says right here, are you feeling the front of your shins? So maybe. Great. Psycho Elmo says, I'm rubbing my shins so hard. Rub that. Rub it. Feel the front of those shins. Deliver weight down into the front of the spine. It used to be over here yesterday, so we're having a little bit of a culture shock. Over here. Feel the front of the spine. Feel the weight of the body on the front of the spine. Welcome, guys. Sovereign says, hey, I heard there was some sweet shin touching going on here. And you be correct about that. Art thou feeling the front of thy shins today? And delivering weight down through the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. It looks like we have some visitors this morning. Wherever you guys are, I hope you're able to feel your body, feel the front of your shins. I hope you're able to relax and stay integrated and authentic in today's moment today by feeling the front of the shins, wherever you are. Are you pushing a shopping cart right now? What are you doing? Are you in the car? Are you rolling down the windows? Are you dropping the kids off in the morning? What are you up to? They can't hear the stream? What? Sovereign says, can't hear stream though. Cosmic Koala says, my shins are bumpy. Should I rub harder until it is smooth? I'm trying to hear your stream. Psycho Elmo says, I just beat my wife for dropping toast, and now I'm having a beer. And this is exactly why we need to feel the fronts of the shins, everybody. There's a wildness epidemic in the world today because we are not feeling the fronts of our shins. Are you able to feel the fronts of your shins today? Are you able to feel the front of your shins today? Are you able to deliver weight down the front of the spine into where it is designed to? They say they can't hear the stream, but I'm going to prove that they can hear the stream right now. You know how? They say they can't hear the stream, but I'm going to prove that they can hear the stream right now. You know how? They say they can't hear the stream. So are we afraid of that? Are we afraid of that? Are we afraid of that? The crazy things that you do when you feel like you're not getting the love that you think that you deserve. Should you think that you deserve it? Doesn't it get harder to feel the fronts of your shins? Doesn't it get harder to feel your body in the moment, delivering weight down into the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times? And then remember to feel the fronts of your shins. Don't make a homie say it again. And remember, you don't sit on your legs. Are we thinking about that? Are we thinking about those crazy things that you do when you don't get the love that you think that you deserve? Are we afraid of that? Are you using your inside world right now to feel the fronts of your shins? Are the fronts of your shins in your awareness right now? As you're asking yourself, are we afraid of what we do when we don't get the love that we think that we deserve? Are we afraid of those things? You know what I'm saying? Gaming Ninja 69 asks, if I had consent, could I touch my friend's shins? Are we afraid of this love thing? Is that what's causing us to feel the need to touch other people's shins when we should be touching our own shins? And becoming more aware of our own shins always. The front of our shins, actually. Always. Are we afraid of love to any capacity? Of giving it? Am I afraid of giving love? Am I afraid of receiving love? Am I afraid of the consequences that love brings? Am I afraid of not getting the love that I think that I deserve? Are we afraid of love to any capacity? Sovereign comments, I'm afraid of losing the feeling in my shins. That's what I'm saying. Isn't there some truth to us afraid of losing the wonderful feeling that this love thing brings? What is even this love? What a complex question. Are we afraid of losing the love? Are we afraid of love to any capacity? Are we afraid of its power? We talk about wanting it so much, but are we afraid of it actually? The responsibility it brings. Maybe does it feel too good? Does it feel too good? Is that what it is? Or maybe there just isn't enough of it. Or maybe it feels so good that you feel guilty that other people don't get to feel it the same way that you think that you feel it. Are we afraid of love to any capacity? As we feel the weight of the body down the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And then remember that you place the weight of the body on the front of the shins. Feel the front of your shins. Don't make me say it again. And remember that you do not sit on your legs, my friends. Go ahead and tell all your friends. Gaming Ninja 69 says, oh, I can hear you now. Sorry, I had you on mute. I knew it, dog. I told you. It's all good. No worries, my friend. Sometimes life be like that, though, right? Sometimes we just have life on mute. Just go on this whole, tangent. Right, guys? Just like everything's okay. Everything is okay all the time. Yes, you're correct about that one, too. Yes, you as well. You're also correct about that one. The first podcast in 3D. The first podcast in 3D. The first podcast where you are always right. It's like, you're not wrong, but you're wrong. But you're not wrong. Are we afraid of love to any capacity as we're placing weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times? Place the weight of the body on the front of the spine. Remember, not the back of the spine, but the weight of the body on the front of the spine. The back portion of the spine. No. You don't place weight of the body back there. No. Not back there. Not on the back of the spine. The nerve housing, the nerve shielding portion of the spine that is meant to be very flexible. Not there. That's where they protect the nerves. You don't put the weight back there. You put the weight on the front of the spine, guys. Always the front of the spine. The nice, ooh, so lovely. The front of the spine. Doesn't that feel so good? As you're placing weight on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And then remember, you do not sit on your legs. Place the weight of the body on the front of the shins and do not make me say it again. Or make us say it again. I don't mind. Do whatever you want. That is your superpower. To shift your awareness anywhere you want. No one else can take that away from you. That's your superpower. Do whatever you want. But how does it feel to place the weight of the body on the front of the spine? And into the rainbow arches at all times. How does your sense of self resonate when you ask yourself, are we afraid of love to any capacity? How does your sense of self feel when you ask yourself, are we afraid of love? Am I afraid of giving love? Am I afraid of not getting the love that I want? What does that make me do? Am I afraid of those things that it makes me do when I react to this love thing? As I'm placing weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. Psycho Elmo says, I have been sitting on my shins for so long, I'm afraid of standing again. What should I do? That is a good question, Psycho Elmo. Thank you very much for the question. That is a great question. Sometimes I do stay on my shins way too often, on the front of my shins, and it can be hard to feel, despite just being on your shins. Isn't it so funny that that's not necessarily the same thing as feeling the front of thy shins? It can be very hard to feel the front of your shins. You're afraid of standing again. I recommend placing the weight on the body on the front of the spine. I do have the remedy for you. I do have the exact panacea for you. I do have the quicker fixer upper for you. Place the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. I have just the thing for you, my friend. Go ahead and become more aware of the area that you're in. Let me become. Thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you for being here, guys. Wherever you are. If you are here in the chat today, Psycho Elmo, Gaming Ninja, Sovereign. Who else has there been? Thank you guys for Cosmic Koala. Thank you guys for being here. If you are here now with us today, or if you are in the future, a time traveler, whatever you are, I want to say thank you for allowing me to share space with you today. Thank you. I am honored. Thank you for allowing me this honor. And please show me to my quarters. Please show me to the rest of the symphony that is around you. Let me blend into the symphony that is around you. Let my voice just go in one ear and out the other. These are just words. Go ahead and grab onto any meaning you like, but these are just words. In one ear, out the other. You still live in that body of yours as you are feeling the front of your shins. Gaming Ninja 69 says, I love you, man. Thanks for everything. Likewise, my friend. Gaming Ninja 69 says, I'm going away to rub my shins and rethink my life. That is just fine, Gaming Ninja. I hope that you have the greatest day of your life today. And in fact, it is, because there in fact is no yesterday, no tomorrow, only the front of your shins. Dude, the front of your shins exists yesterday. Can you feel the front of your shins yesterday? Can you feel the front of your spine yesterday? Can you feel the rainbow arches yesterday? Could you do it? No, of course not. You can only feel the rainbow arches. Your two sit bones, where the weight of the body is delivered into the seat. You can only feel the front of the spine, here and now. No other time. This is so jokes, guys. I love it. It's just so fun. It's not jokes, but it is at the same time, because everything is funny, guys. Life is either a tragedy or a comedy. Which one are you gonna pick? Sovereign says, I am also going away. Thank you for making me feel amazing. My spine, my shins, and whatever the rainbow arches are. You are more than welcome. It is my pleasure, Sovereign. Sovereign, it is more than my pleasure. I hope you have a fantastic day. Go forth and feel the fronts of your shins, my child. I hope you have a great day. And I really appreciate you for coming through. And hopefully we'll have more times like these in the future. Feel free to come back anytime. We'll be doing this in the mornings to help jumpstart people's day, you know? You as well, Sovereign. Sovereign says, stay safe, brother. Not just to me, but to you, all listeners, here and now and in the future. Sovereign says, stay safe, brothers. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Up to now, we got 30 more minutes. We'll see you in the future, Sovereign. Thank you so much, Sovereign, my friend. I hope you do well. Hope you feel great in your body today. Stay safe. Do well. Let's do this, guys. So we got 30 more minutes. Let's put the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And this is what we are here for. This individual strength. Let's grow this individual strength. What they want world peace. How do we do it? Through individual strength. Now let's get the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And feel the weight of the body on the front of the shins. Feel the front of the shins. And don't make me say it again. And remember, you do not sit on your legs. Are we afraid of love, guys? Let's think about that. As you place the weight of the body on the front of the spine. And into the rainbow arches at all times. The rainbow arches. Let's put the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. What are the rainbow arches? Are we talking about these damn sit bones right here? Are we talking about these sit bones right here? We're talking about we don't place the weight of the body on the front of the spine and then into the tailbone, right? We're not talking about placing the weight of the body on the tailbone, right? Nah. More like the rainbow arches, right? We need those two nice rainbow arches, those two nice solid contacts with the seat. Whatever you're sitting on, two solid contacts with the rainbow arches, which are gathering weight from the front of the spine, not the tailbone. Remember, you do not sit on your legs. As you place the weight of the body on the front of the spine and feel the front of thy shins, my friends. Feel the front of thy shins, my friends. And the rainbow arches, agains and agains. Remember, you do not sit on your legs as you feel the weight of the body delivered down the front of the spine. Let's do it one more time. Place the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches. At all times. We're going to take a small meditation break. I hope you've been thinking about our question today. Are we afraid of love? To any capacity. The lack of it. The responsibility of it. The work of it. The pain of it. The goodness of it. Are we afraid of love? The lack of it? Anything? Are we afraid of not getting it? Let's think about that. We're going to take a small break for meditation. As we think about that. Maybe a little hype, huh? Are we thinking about that? Are we afraid of love? Are we afraid of love to any capacity? Not getting the ones that we want? Maybe getting too much of it and having to deal with responsibility? Are we afraid of love? As you're placing weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And then into the front of the shins. Always the front of the shins. Always the front of the shins. Are we afraid of love? Is it too heavy? Is it too heavy to not get the one that you think that you need? Is it better to hold that away? Is it better to hide that? Are we afraid of wanting something that we can't have? Are we afraid of love if we can't give it? Are we just afraid of the sheer power of it? The power to hold us down. Power to make us do crazy things. Power to make us compromise ourselves. Are we afraid of that? Or can we handle it? As we're placing weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches all the time. Do we make silly decisions because we think that we're not going to get the one that we think that we want? Do we compromise what we want because we think that we're not going to get it? Do we just need something to fill that gap? Are we afraid of actually going for the big one, for the real one? Are we afraid of it? Are we afraid of that rejection? Are we afraid of giving too much? Are we afraid of losing ourselves in it? As we place the weighted body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times, and feel the front of the shins. Please don't make me say it again. I want to thank you so much for being here again. If you are here or in the future as a time traveler, thank you so much. And you are more than welcome. This is completely our pleasure. So I want to place the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And feel the front of thy shins, my friend. Makes you do crazy things. This love thing, right? We're always talking about that we do need more, and we definitely need more. We need more love. We need more real love. That's what we need as we place the weight of the body on the front of the spine. To the rainbow arches. We need more real love. Are we afraid of this love? Are we afraid of not having this love? Are we thinking about that as we're placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine? Are we afraid of not having it? Are we afraid of not getting it, attaining it? What is it? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. As you're placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine, what is love? What exactly is love? Is it emotion? Is it this like emotion thing? Or is it a calmness and serenity? When you place the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches, what does your sense of self feel like? How does it resonate when someone asks you, what is love? What is your initial reaction? I want you to think about that as you're placing the weight of the body into the front of the shins. What is love? Is it an emotion? Is it an emotion? Is it something as tumultuous and unpredictable and volatile and ever moving as emotion? Is it something like that? Is that what love is? This wild burning fire, this passion, is passion love? Emotions, is that love? What is love? As we're placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. Let's think about that. What is love? Is it emotion? Yeah, it has to be emotion. There's all these songs about it. And, yeah, it's gotta be love. It's gotta be emotion. It's gotta be a lot of that. It's so strong. And like, it makes life, it makes life so sparked as you feel. You feel it in front of your shins. What is love? Maybe that's why we're afraid of it, if we are afraid of it to some capacity. Because what even is it? As we sit here trying to define it, right? What even is it? Is it an emotion? Would anybody argue that, like, love is like... I wonder if anyone could make the argument that love is anger. Or, like, anything but happy. I think people associate it. People usually associate love with happiness. But happiness is also an emotion. Ever changing, ever moving. Well, how can you love all the time? How can you be loving? How can you be certain that you will love? How can you be certain that in the future you will always love? If love is an emotion. What is love? Is love an emotion? If it's not an emotion, what could it possibly be? It has to be love. It has to be this fictitious thing, right? It has to be this thing that you can't see. It has to be this thing that we're not allowed to define. It has to be. Why? Because it's so strong and everyone's so afraid of it that you can't define it. That's why. That's why. Because I want to make sure that I can get it. That's why. Love has to be an emotion because all these songs are made about it. That's what love has to be. Do we think that love is emotion? We all want that emotion. Or are they separate problems? Maybe they're actually separate problems. Maybe the problem of wanting this exciting life that helps us, quote unquote, distract us from this ultimate truth, right? That one day you're going to plot, one day you're going to be 6 feet under, people dancing all over. But the world will go on. And that's what's beautiful about it. But yeah, I want us to think about that. What is this love thing? Is it an emotion? Or is it actually a separate problem? Is this emotion stuff a separate problem from the love thing? Perhaps love is more like reminding someone to feel the front of their shins. Perhaps love could be more of something of an internal spark that you spark within other people. Like you're placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. How does that feel? How does your sense of self feel? Do you think it's possible for love to be redefined? Do you think that maybe we got the wrong definition of love in the pop culture as you're feeling the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times? Is it starting to click that love should be more permanent than emotion? Is it starting to click that emotion itself gets in the way of love? Is it starting to click that emotions themselves are volatile, unpredictable, unlike the way love should be? Is it starting to click as you're placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into rainbow arches? Is your bones starting to click as you place your weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches, and feel the front of the shins. And remember that you don't sit on your legs. Is it starting to sink in? Could it be that this emotionalism thing could actually be the distractor against actual love, against actual common instruction towards helping people be able to overcome and feel good on their daily lives by themselves, by feeling the front of your shins, by remembering that you don't sit on your legs? And you place the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. Could it be that love is this thing that is more about the truth without anger, so that people can use their own God-given facilities within them, their own superpowers within them, to be able to construct the world that they want to, on their own, independent of anybody, independent of anybody's blackmail, emotional or otherwise? We love each other, but is it not the case that we also blackmail each other? Emotionally, we love each other, but we're so afraid of losing this love that we end up emotionally blackmailing each other all the time. You didn't give me the love that I wanted, so you don't get the love that you wanted. Is that love, guys? Is love something that you can take away from people? Is love this inconsistent emotional thing? Or is it this consistently damn good feeling thing, like you placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times? And could I do that to you? Could that do that to you if you were being emotionally blackmailed? Would it be easier for you to know the truth when you are being emotionally blackmailed? You better feel the front of your shins or else I don't love you anymore. Would that make you feel better? Would that make it easier to feel the front of your shins? By having emotional blackmail of someone saying, hey, I won't love you anymore unless you do this thing. Or is it more loving to say, hey, I know you got this superpower within you to feel the awareness of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And I'm reminding you of that superpower. Is that more loving or less loving than telling you that without doing this thing, I won't love you no more? You can't say that, or we don't love you no more. What is love? Is love this emotional thing that you can blackmail people with? Is love something that's always changing and like a moving target like that? Is that what love is, as we're placing weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches? Is love this emotional feeling thing? Doesn't have to be, some might ask. Don't all the movies, don't all the video games and all the songs about love, don't those make it an emotional thing? I mean, it could be emotional the way that you're looking for it. It can be an emotional travel to search for what this love thing is. Doesn't mean this love thing is emotional. It might be an emotional pathway towards this love thing. Doesn't mean the love is emotional. It could be an emotional life, looking for someone to love you right. Doesn't mean it's emotional. Maybe you're just emotional. The search itself can be emotional. It can be emotional to feel the front of your shins. It can feel emotional to feel the front of the spine and feel the weight of the body on the rainbow arches, the two sit bones, where your weight is delivered into the seat, not the tailbones. It could be emotional, realizing that you don't sit on your tailbones. It's definitely emotional to understand that you place the weight of the body on the front of the spine. But is placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine emotional? How can that be an emotion? It's just an act. Place the weight of the body on the front of the spine. And feel the weight of the body on the front of the shins. Feel the front of the shins and place the weight of the body on the front of the spine into the rainbow arches at all times. And then remember, you don't sit on your legs. Are those emotional? Those are just tasks. Those are just facts. Those are just structures. Those are just designs of your body. Place the weight of the body on the front of the spine. You'd be mad that the design is that way? The design! You're gonna be mad about that? Place the weight of the body in front of the spine. Is love this emotional thing? Are we afraid of it because we want this emotional thing? Because we all definitely, like, emotional things, like, we're looking for that, right? We want that. We want to be happy. We want to laugh. Feel the weight of the body in the front of the spine. So it's an emotional task to discover what this love thing is. our struggle with it as human beings is an emotional one, because human being lives are relatable to other people, because, I mean, they're human beings. As you're placing the weight of the body in front of the spine. They're human beings. So, I mean, the search for this thing, we all know we need this love thing. But is it an emotional thing? Is it an emotional thing? Is love an emotional thing? Is it something that you can take away from people because we can mess with people's emotions? Emotions are here now and then gone tomorrow. Here 1 minute, gone the next. That's how emotions be. How about your spine? Is it here 1 second, then gone the next? Are you blipping in and out? Are you a glitch? I said glitch. And if you can do it, can't other people do it? If Sovereign can do it, can't you do it? If Gaming Ninja can do it, can't you do it? If Psycho Elmo can do it, can't you do it? If Cosmic Koala could do it, you can surely do it. Right? If you can do it, everyone else can do it. We have this superpower, place the weight of the body in the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And those are always there. But this love thing, we talk about wanting it all the time. If it's an emotional thing, it's something that can't always be there. Happiness can't always be happiness. You are happy because you are not sad. And then when you get sad, you are not happy anymore. So each of those, ever changing. You can't be certain you're going to be happy at any certain time. Or sad. Those are just emotions, let them pass through. But you can be damn certain there's the front of your spine that exists there. God willing. And then you place the weight of the body in the front into the rainbow arches. And you know that that's there. In a way that you cannot be certain for anything else. Are we afraid of love or losing it? Is our perspective of love something that can be lost? Is that what we think love is? As we're sitting here feeling the front of our shins, me. Using your inner awareness, right, to place the weight of the body on the front of the spine. And then feel the front of your shins in your inner awareness, right? Place your inner awareness, place the front of your shins into your inner awareness. Imagine that if they are not in your awareness, that they are invisible. Imagine only the parts of your body are visible if they are in your awareness. Imagine that only parts of your body that you are aware of are visible. And let's get the front of those shins in that vision right there, right? Wherever you are, wherever thou art, remembering that you don't sit on your legs. Do we have this conception of love so wrapped up in this emotionalism thing that we're afraid of it? Are we so wrapped up in thinking that love is this thing that you can take away that we're afraid of it now? We're so afraid of love because it can be taken away, because we know it feels good. Let's be real. We don't know what love is, but we know we want it. We know that it feels good. Human beings, right? We don't know what it is, but we want it. But now we're afraid of it? Why would you be afraid of it? Well, you have it framed in such a way that it can be taken away from you. That's why you'd be afraid of love. You have it framed in such a way where it can be taken away from you. It's this commodity thing that other people are responsible for. But let's think about how only your responsibility or only your awareness is responsible for placing your awareness itself onto the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. Can anyone take away that awareness from you? It's pretty much the nature of the operation of your daily consciousness, is it not? They take that away from you, you're not conscious. You place the weight of the body in the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And we do things to distract ourselves or impede our ability to use this superpower, don't we? I'm not gonna name any substances, you know? Substances. The emphasis on the wrong syllable. But can anyone take that away from you? Or is it just you and what you do in your life? You've got the power. Is it what you're doing in your life that is preventing you from feeling the front of the spine and into rainbow arches at all times? And then placing the front of your shins into your awareness. Are you feeling the front of your shins? Go ahead and tell all your friends that you do not sit on your legs. Does that feel good? Can anyone take that from you? Those bones, can anyone take that design away from human beings, the human race? Seeing as we all seem to share the same design, otherwise this wouldn't work, right? Otherwise you guys would be like, what the hell is a spine? You guys got a spine? My spine's only got 14 vertebrae. My spine's only got 5 vertebrae. You guys are getting spines? Can anyone take that away from you? Can you be emotionally blackmailed with something that isn't emotional or something that can't be taken away from you? Can you be emotionally blackmailed like they're trying to do to you these days? They're not going to take us alive, guys. We got the power inside. Placing the weight of the body in front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And into the front of the shins, and do not sit on your legs. We're going to take a small break for meditation. Not that we're never not doing that anyway. But, so many, think about that. How many double negatives can you do? Triple negatives. Well, I guess like how many double negatives? I guess 2, right? Because like that is a double negative. Placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. Ooh, baby. And feel the front of the shins. Remember, you do not sit on your legs. Are you listening for 7 different things in the room right now? Let's go ahead and listen to... Do you hear that in the distance? Wow. I hear a bird. Is that a bird? Do you hear that? Let's switch. You hear that? Something closer? Let's switch our attention to something closer now. Let's listen to something closer. Are you listening for the fact that we got a new follower, Gaming Ninja 69? Thank you for the follow. Are you placing the weight of the body on the front of the spine? Are you remembering to listen for 7 different things? Is that a creaking in that keyboard over there? What are you listening for? The trees swinging, the trees swaying outside? Is that a pipe that I heard? A garage door open as you place the weight of the body on the front of the spine into the rainbow arches at all times. Feel the front of your shins. Remember, you do not sit on your legs. Psycho Elmo asks. I just spent the last 20 minutes rubbing my wife's shins with a bamboo cane. She didn't like it though. Did I do it wrong? Place the weight of the body on the front of the spine. And remember to always feel the front of your shins in your awareness. You don't necessarily need a bamboo cane. Although, when rubbed, who knows? It simply needs to be placed into your awareness. That is your superpower of just shifting your awareness. Place the weight of the body on the front of the spine. And I want you to bring attention to feeling the front of your shins. What I advise for Psycho Elmo is to take responsibility for his life and to feel the front of his own shins and discover what he is doing wrong. Feeling the front of your own shins. Are you feeling the front of your shins? Are you placing the front of your shins into your awareness, allowing your rich inner world to do its magic? Are you simply placing the weight of the body into the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times? How is it though? How does your body feel? How does your sense of self feel when you remember that you do not sit on your legs, but in fact place weight onto the rainbow arches, those 2 sit bones and not your tailbones? How does your sense of self shift when you think about not sitting on your legs? Is it uncomfortable? Does it give you a choking feeling? Or is it free and liberating? How does that feel? Remember to allow my voice to shift into the background, just one part of your symphony of life right now. I'm one part of the symphony that is your life, and I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you allowing me to be here with you in this space, but I am just one part of the symphony in your life. Let me merge into the background. Merge. Are you in the car right now? Are you listening to those other cars outside? And then now are you able to shift your attention to listening to something closer? Perhaps something in the car. Maybe that dangling thing on the mirror. Shift your attention. Listen for 7 different things. That's a tip from me to you. Listen for those keys jangling. Mix the distances up. Be fun. Have fun. Have fun with yourself. You're only here for a short time. Might as well have a great time. Are you feeling the front of your shins, guys? Thank you for listening for 7 different things with me. Are we afraid of love? Psycho Elmo, are you afraid of love? Are we afraid of love? Do we think that love is even something that we can be taken away from us? Is that why we're afraid of it? It feels so damn good. We know that it feels so damn good. We're afraid of things we care about in some capacity. Otherwise, you wouldn't be afraid of it. You wouldn't be afraid of it. You're afraid of something. Why? Because you're afraid of losing it. But what is this love thing? Is it something that can be taken away from you? Is it something that you can be emotionally blackmailed with? We need more love in the world. What is it? An emotion? Something that you can take away from somebody by making them feel less pleasant? Ha ha, I'm taking this away. Ha ha, how do you feel now? Do you still feel loved? Is that love? Something that you can take away. Or is it something more constant and powerful and reliable and buildable, such as your relationship with the front of your spine and feeling the front of your shins? How well you can do that. How well can you place the awareness of the front of your shins into your awareness? Is love something more constant like that? Like the constant attention to the proper things. Is that what love is? The constant reminder to place attention on something that makes you fill up your superpower gauge. The constant reminder and attention towards what we know to be your gigantic geyser of energy and greatness flowing through you, within you, for you, only for you. Is that love? Providing you the proper attention to best mine that gold mine of energy and goodness for yourself that exists latent within you. Is that love? Helping you unlock your own inner secret, super secret self-awareness power that is stronger than any definition of outside love. At least in your world. It changes your world. Is that love? Or is love this emotional thing that I can dangle in front of you and then take away from you whenever I want to? Or is love the proper ideas? Or is love the proper awareness of things that cannot be taken away from you? Like the human's design to place the weight of the body on the front of the spines. All of the times. Something to help increase this pathway to self-awareness for you. This pathway, this self-pathway to yourself. Is love something that can be taken away? Are we afraid of it? Are you afraid of knowing that the weight of the body should be placed on the front of the spine? Does that scare you? As you're placing the weight of the body now from the front of the spine, but descending into the rainbow arches, and then into the sit bones at all times. And then remember that you do not sit on your legs as you place the weight of the body on the front of the shins. Please go ahead and go tell a friend. As you're thinking about that, As you're thinking about placing your awareness on those parts of your body, I want you to ask yourself, is that love? Pathways to feeling that superpower within yourself that only you can access and use to the capacity that you can in your life. Getting you back in that cockpit for action. Getting you back into your same soul that is so strong for you that you've lost connection with. Is that love? Or is love something that I can dangle in front of your face and cause you to be dependent on that is outside of your body? Or is love closer to teaching you about yourself so that you can continue to feel your spine in the front of it and then deliver the weight of the body into the rainbow arches and to the front of the shins? Is love emotional, or is it something more objective? Like how the weight of the body is supposed to be delivered down the front of the spine at all times. And reminding you of that, how does that feel? How does your sense of self feel? Does it feel like this is something that you can have taken away from you, snatched away from you like that? Or does it feel much better to think of this love thing as something like the front of your spine and knowing about the front of your spine? Ooh, does that feel so good, feeling the front of your shins? Something that you can take with you. Doesn't feel so good to know some proper things about yourself. So you can go and create all the emotions that you want to and be in control of them and not be whirlwinded by them. How does that feel? How does it feel to think of love something more like that? How does that feel for you? Feel in front of your spine into the rainbow arches. Then remember, you don't sit on your legs. And feel the front of your shins. Improving your ability to do that for yourself. How does that feel, love, to be? Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for the follow, Gaming Ninja 69. I hope you come back all of the times. Whether we be here, using our minds, or we're playing Zelda late at nights. Hope you come through. Hope you're feeling the front of your shins, everybody. Psycho Elmo, I hope you feel the front of your shins today. I hope you're able to place the awareness of your body into the front of the spine and into the rainbow arches at all times. And you're going to go and try to affect someone else's. Ooh, but you'll affect it so much better so long as you are feeling the weight of the body down your spine, on the front of your spine. Which is the only one you can really feel. And it's the rainbow arches. And then feel the front of your shins. Don't make me say this again. But then remember to let your legs float. We float here. We all float here. We let our legs float here. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Your favorite space meditation podcast. You know what it is. This is Padawan. I can go this way. Padawan. You already know what it is. We'll see you tomorrow. This is the Best Feeling Network with your main man, Herbie. Love you guys. Take it easy. Feel the front of your shins.